So are we going to talk about the racist dog whistles in Jason Aldean's new song or no?
No, but I want to talk about how you just exposed yourself. See, Jason Aldean never spoke about an actual black person in any of his lyrics. What he talked about was people who steal, people who carjack, people who burn flags, and you interpret that as he must be speaking about black people. You just exposed how you see black people in this country, madam, not him. Don't you just love when liberals expose themselves? And I don't even listen to country music. So no, I'm not speaking as a super fan. I'm speaking as a logical person. Keep it up, wokies. I'm just getting started.
Don't you just love to see it? When people like that long curly-haired gentleman step up and take the woke mob to task. And how did he do it? Well, very simple. With facts. Not feelings, facts. That's it. That's it. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So listen, it's the weekend. We're going to switch things up a little bit and just try to have some fun. So what do I have in store for you guys today? Well, at the end of this video, I have a clip that's kind of like the first one where someone who you would least expect it drops some common sense and logic to make a pretty powerful statement. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss that. We also have some hilarious man on the street interview clips. We're going to sprinkle in a teacher feature, as well as some more general woke TikTok insanity. So we got a lot to cover. Let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment, here we have someone making a snow sculpture of the one and only St. George Floyd. Now, this plays into our first man on the street clip, so roll the film, please.
I cannot believe this.
A few moments later.
Who the first president of the USA was?
George Floyd.
Say what?
Who the first president of the USA was?
George Floyd.
No offense, but you are a stupid asshole.
All right, I have to say a couple of things real quick, before we move on to this next man on the street clip. First off, over here we give respect where respect is due. So much props to that person doing that snow sculpture of George Floyd's head. That looks like some talent. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know how hard it is to do snow sculpture portraits, but I can't even make a symmetrical snowman. So what I can say is it looks good. It looks good. My question is, why would anyone in their right mind want a giant snow sculpture on their front lawn of a career felon and general menace to society? And that second kid who thinks George Floyd was the first president of the United States? There's no hope for him and many in his generation. Roll the film, please.
What are your pronouns?
Either she, her, or they, them.
What does they, them mean?
Pretty much it's when I'm feeling more of not gender confined, like pretty much no gender. I choose to go by they, them.
So you don't feel like a gender sometimes?
Pretty much. Like, I'm still questioning what my gender is. Like,
so how does that process work?
Pretty much just I'm playing around with different gender identities and different pronouns until I figure out exactly which one.
And so some days you feel like a what, and some days you feel like a what?
Some days I feel she, her. Other days, like today, I'm feeling more no gender.
Wow.
I don't know what the you're talking about.
So the fella interviewing that young lady, his response at the end of that was perfect. Perfect. Wow. That's it. Just wow. Anyway, next up we have our teacher feature now. In my personal opinion, this person shouldn't be anywhere near children. There's something seriously wrong here. Roll it.
Hi, here's some things my students have said/done since I came out and changed my teacher name. You have a new name? Well, yes, it's a name that makes me a lot happier, and that's why I changed it. I like your new name. I do too, but it's nice to know I have your approval. Mix? You mean like mixing you up like cookie dough? If that's gonna help you remember it, yeah, cookie dough works. Excuse me, Miss K, I need... It's Mix K! I did not ask them to do that. You guys are 5th grade, so I feel like I can tell you this a little bit more. My new name is going to be Mix K, and I go by they and she pronouns. Yay! Woo! Yeah, Mr. is for boys and Miss is for girls. Well, I go by Mix Lovebug. What does that make me? Yep, my work here is done.
Hey, real quick, guys, before we go any further, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen for your viewing pleasure, of course. Now, as I said earlier in the video, over here, we give credit where credit is due. So much props to this young lady for getting out fresh air, nature, and dancing and hopping around and getting exercise. Bravo, young lady. Keep up the good work. Now, I don't know what the point of this whole thing is where she's changing outfits and doing all these weird dance moves, but whatever. Just keep doing what you're doing. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by first sponsor all the way from the Netherlands, our good friend Eric Bosch. Eric, thank you so much, sir, for sponsoring today's video. I truly appreciate the support. Second sponsor of today's video wants to remain anonymous, and I completely understand. You know who you are. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. I really, really appreciate the support. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below. And I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Okay, I've had enough. Please get this off the screen.
What the f is this?
All right, guys, we are going to be wrapping it up on this one. And if you remember me saying in the beginning of the video that we were going to end the video with someone who drops some common sense and logic to make a very valid point. Well, this is that someone. And it's interesting because just like the first TikTok I played in the video, this proves that you can't judge a book by its cover. Because looking at that first guy with the long curly hair and looking at this person, I would not peg them as right-wing, conservative, Republicans. Just looking at them, I would think, yes, those are libs, those are Democrats, those are Joe Biden voters. But I don't think either of them are. Maybe these two are just simply moderates with common sense and logic, and that's exactly what we need more of. Anyway, guys, things are clearly getting crazy out there, so please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll the film, please.
I know I'm not the only person who's had to deal with being silenced for speaking facts, speaking truth, speaking for our freedoms. And once again, TikTok has made it very clear that only one side of this country has the freedom of speech on this platform, and those are the Democrats. We can't talk about gender because that's hate speech. We can't talk about historical facts because that's racist. But we're supposed to shut our mouth and allow this weird conformity being pushed down all of our throats. And we're just supposed to sit back and act like we support it and everything's fine. When in fact, nothing about any of this is okay or fine. Then we try to talk about protecting the kids. And then we are monsters because kids should be able to express themselves, right? I don't understand what the world's coming to. But we all need to start coming together sooner than later because time is running out.
Wait a minute. That's the smartest thing I've ever heard anyone say about anything.
God save the Queen, man.